Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. So this is my layout for lesson 2 for Sara Scraps Mixed Media Backgrounds Volume 1 class. So you guys have already seen the first layout I created with my lesson 1 background a couple of days ago. So this is the second layout I made. I love this background. Again, I am so proud of myself with how it turned out. This is for her lesson 2. So if you want to find out how to create a background like this, you'll just have to take her class. I will link it in the description. But I love how this one turned out. It is just so cool and so different. And so I'm starting out with 4 photos. These are of 4 Hawaiian islands. So when we went on our whale watching tour, we left from Maui, but we went to the center of, if you look at Hawaii, there's the big island, and then right next to the big island, there's a cluster of 4 islands. One of those is Maui. So we basically took a boat to the middle of those 4 islands, and that's where all these whales were. So I wanted to document all 4 of these islands because we're in the middle of it, and then everywhere you turn there's another island, and I thought that was a really cool thing. So I just trimmed them down. I think they're like 2 inches down from the 4 inches, just so I could squeeze them all on there, and then I'm matting them all in white, and I really just want to stagger these 4 islands down the right side of the page. And again, trying to keep it simple. I don't want to cover up too much of this background, and I've already kind of put myself in a box because I'm using 4 photos. So by trimming them down skinny, that helps a little bit. But yeah, I really wanted to document all 4 of these islands and get their names written down just so I can remember as I'm looking back on these. I have a couple pages already from our whale watching tour that has a lot of the details about the whales and about a bunch of the other things. So this page is more documenting the location of where we were, and I thought this mixed media background just looked like the ocean. I love all the texture that's in it and all the different bluey colors, and I think it goes really well with these photos. And I also had 4 more of these whale coupons. You guys would have seen these before. These are whale coupons that we got from our car rental place, and they're coupons on the back side to go to the marina. It was some kind of water aquatic center, but it's in the shape of a humpback whale, so I'm using it as die cuts because this was for our whale watching tour. So I'm getting them used up that way. We didn't end up going to wherever the coupon was for, so I really don't have a page to use them on, but since they're humpback whales, I figured it went perfect. I'm going to go ahead and glue down all of these photos in a staggered position. I have 3 of the islands up at the top, and then I staggered my whales like they're all swimming across the page together in the ocean. I really like how that looks. And then my photo on the bottom is Maui. So I wanted that one to stand out a little bit more on its own, just because that's where we stayed and came from for this tour, and then you can see the other 3 islands on the top. So I really like that. I'm going to glue all of this down. Again, my paper that I used for mixed media is not 12 by 12. It's from a paper pad that's 11 by 14. So I did need to get a little bit creative, but since it's not as wide as I need it to be. On my first layout, you guys saw that I just trimmed down the whole page to 11 by 11 and then matted it on a 12 by 12. But I really didn't want to mat this one. I really wanted it to stretch 12 inches. So all I really needed to do is add an inch to one side of the page. So that's where that white scallopy edge came in to fill out that 12 by 12. And then since I am documenting the location, the whole point of this page is to document where we were. I have this stamp of the Hawaiian Islands I have yet to use. I've had forever. It came on a whole stamp set about, like, had the United States and a whole bunch of like travel themed stuff. But I had yet to use the Hawaii Islands, so I thought there is no better time than now to get this on here. I really wanted a picture of Hawaii so you could physically see those 4 islands clustered together where we were. So I did just stamp and heat emboss that on vellum. I think the white in the vellum looks so nice, especially over this mixed media background. So I know I want to incorporate that somewhere. I'm trying to figure out now where to put it, and it ends up going in that little block that I have next to the second photo, and I love that. So if you look at the Hawaiian Islands there, you can see the bottom island is the large island, and then right above there is the cluster of 4 islands, and that are the 4 islands that I have pictured here. So I think that's really cool. I get stuck at this point, so I go ahead and do a cluster of Nuvo drops all along these whales. I wanted it to look kind of like bubbles underwater. So I knew I was going to take a break after this, so I went ahead, did the Nuvo drops, walked away, and now I'm back. So Nuvo drops are dry. And then I was really stuck as to what to do, so I had posted at that point into the group Facebook for this class. It's super interactive, and if you get stuck, you can always message the other people in the class as well as Sarah for some help, and everyone really gave me some good advice on how to finish this page because I had really gotten stuck. So one of the things was to add maybe some white lettering in the photos, and I knew I wanted to label each of these islands anyways, so since I did the stamp and heat embossing for the Hawaiian Islands, I went ahead and stamped and heat embossed the names of all the islands on vellum and then cut them into banners. So I stapled those with my tiny attacher on each of the photos, that way each island is labeled. I did go back and add the Hawaiian punctuation after the fact, so that's not in the finished photos or anything, but I did go back and make sure that all the punctuation was correct. And then another thing was adding something along the white border, and I definitely needed a title, so I'm using these freckled fawn alphas to say, "Whale, that was fun," cute little pun, adds the whale detail in there. So I like how that looks. I thought maybe it would run across the whole page, but it only took up the space on the top part. So I took my scrap of this paper that I had cut off, and I'm punching a couple hearts just to go down the right side. But I love how this looks. I'm really excited I got it documented this way. It did turn out more plain than I was expecting, but I really didn't want to add too much. I don't want to cover up this awesome background. So here are the close-ups. This is more true to color. I don't know why this video looks so yellow. I think because the photos or the background was so blue. But yeah, I was really pleased with how this one turned out. So I will link all of the class information in the description. There's also a little preview lesson that you guys can take that I'll link in the description too. Bye.